89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Yomi on 0706 616 5053. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Hey there! Want to stay connected to your favorite radio station? Follow us on social media for the latest updates, entertaining wholesome content, and behind-the-scene peaks. We're on Instagram at Wells Radio 893, Facebook Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, X Wells Radio 893. Follow our WhatsApp channel Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Get a scoop on upcoming shows, giveaways, and events. Also get to interact with your favorite presenters and share your thoughts on our posts and stories. Join the conversation and stay tuned into Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. 4 minutes past 7 a.m. Today, the third day in the 7th month of the year 2025. You're welcome. Thank you for staying tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your #1 family radio in the whole of Oyo State. All right, this morning we'll be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country. We've talked extensively about the ADC, the coalition whose aim is to put a stop to the governance of the current administration come 2027. I mean, we'll see how that goes. It's still a long way to 2027 because the way that many people are talking about 2027, as if there's no 2026. Okay, so we still have like 1 year.
There is 2026, and 2026 is what is going to determine what 2027 is going to look like. 2026 is when you're going to have the candidates. That is when political parties are going to present their own candidates, and 2027 starts from that particular moment. It's not yet 2027. It's more of 2026 than 2027 because if you're not a candidate, you cannot be on the ballot. Politicians understand that, but Nigerians don't understand that. That's where a lot of them are running around right now. Let's form a coalition. Let's have our own party. Let's do this. Let's do that.
All right. You can be a part of the conversation this morning by calling our lines. We can already see some calls. Okay, let's try and take this one. Then we'll put out the phone lines. Okay, we lost the call. Yes. So phone lines are open and you can be a part of the conversation this morning. 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, and 0911 3333 893. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. What's radio?
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
It's all right. Good morning. My name is David. I'm calling from Awoton.
You're welcome, sir.
It's all right. Good morning, Mr. Foni.
Good morning, sir.
I want to hear your voice again this morning.
Thank you. It's good to hear from you
All
too,
right,
sir.
my pleasure. Thank you very much. You see, for me, let me begin with PDP. This PDP to me is just ranting. I can tell you the party cannot do more than a dead rat because the party itself is dead, honestly speaking. I was looking at it this morning where the party was threatening to expel the effective member. Tell me, who has done more damage to the party than So we have been met all the loans have been filled in. Right? Yes, prominent member of the party, supposedly so, and he has openly declared his intention to support the incumbent. He is also supposedly an opposition party man. He has promised that. And he has been doing all that. And to anybody who cares to see that he doesn't mean well for the party, and he will not stop at anything to destroy the party. He has successfully done that. So Gamagon kind of threatening to expel any successful member. I can tell you it's a lie. Let me tell you, by 2027, PDP will enter the election like a ghost of itself. Because every substance member of PDP will have left before the end of 2026.
That's your prediction, sir.
I think Nigerians should actually support the coalition. They may not be able to snatch power, but what I'm sure of is that they will now be able to put the current administration on its toes. But their President Tinubu will now know that it's now time to go back to the drawing board to face real governance. Give people the real dividends of democracy. Because probably what they were working on was once we're able to coerce all the governors into the fold, definitely it's gone. Let's have gone work over. But we now see that it's not going to be so. Governor Shemabele said one thing. He said, 2027 election will be standing by the hungry voters. Hungry Nigerians who are going to vote. And we now see that there's a platform for that club and for that set of people, the hungry voters. So I wish Mr. President good luck. If you don't want to deserve our term begin in 2027, time will tell. Again, people are abusing our record that how can we accept that executive if they're facing something. Look, some people to realize that one thing is certain in life. There is only one interest, and that's common interest. No common enemy or friend in politics. And again, I think where it's good for his conscience, we are still to stand there. So it should be left to be. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, the studio lines are open.
Like a friend of mine was saying yesterday, PDP as an entity is suffering multiple organ failures.
All right, let's take more calls this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, madam.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Tayo. God bless the analysis and God bless the West Street.
Thank you, sir. You're going to have to speak up a little bit so that we can hear you properly.
I thank West Radio for giving us this transport special and it's not about it all. God bless the West Radio.
You're welcome, sir.
Madam, I will ask you this question.
Me?
Do you believe in this coalition? Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, I don't have any opinion on this issue.
Considering the characters that are putting up in this coalition, I'm talking of El-Rufai, Atiku Abubakar, and this man from Osun State, Aregbesola. See, these people they are to me foreign characters. Atiku has all his business in Dubai. He told us the other time that he's been gunning for this presidency since 1993. That is 32 years ago. Definitely, if he wins the election, he will first of all recoup his money back. That is for certain. As for El-Rufai, you know what Kaduna State people went through under his 8 years rule. Sada Kaduna will never forgive El-Rufai what they went through. There is absolute peace in Kaduna State now. In case of Aregbesola, for 8 years, Aregbe was paying workers in Osun State half salary. Since Ademola took over now, he said he has not borrowed one kobo to govern Osun State. You know, I didn't talk about Obi. If Obi loves himself, he should leave that position. You know, I had this Wednesday, I called my son, he's an engineer. I said, boy, he's a nice man. I said, you had the latest news about your man. Because anything about Obi, my son will not use it to anything less than that. He said he has not informed the party that if he loves himself, he should leave that coalition because they have warned him that he should steer clear of Atiku. And if he loves himself, he should leave that coalition, or else he's digging his political grave.
All right.
As for SDC in general, is dead on arrival. Good morning, madam.
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you, madam. Your name or where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Ruth calling from Malaki.
Good morning, Ruth. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you. And you, ma?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's have your contribution.
Thank you. The political allies of a coalition against the APC administration, though is a good one. But my own concern is, are they not just doing this for their selfish interest? Because what we the masses want from them is to deliver us from this hardship, the hardship the ruling party has expected on us. So which I will keep urging with Nigerians that we should be more wiser now to vote for personality and not political party. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for people to engage with personalities instead of political parties. What's your opinion on that, Mr. Sani?
I mean, that's perfect. That's how it should be.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Oduekun-Ayoola.
You're welcome, Mr. George. Let's have
I
your
greet you people this
contribution.
morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Sonny, God bless you.
Amen, sir. You too, sir.
I am praying that what is happening now should continue. You know, all along I've been asking, when we say from 2027, it is between we masses and APC, and there is no platform on which we can stand on. But now, something is happening. Let's watch and see what is going to happen. Since we cannot form a political party because we don't have the money to register it or to even contest, let's watch and see where we can fall on. And we'll be praying, watch and pray. I think that is what I will say this morning. God will give us a place where we can get ourselves freed from APC and the suffering we are having now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution this morning. All right, that's what he is, saying. Okay. Now we're going to talk about Edo State, where the Supreme Court has reserved judgment on the suit. Is it the suit between between the and Aso Ighodalo and Okpebolo? And what's your take on the stance of the Supreme Court?
Well, the Supreme Court did something quite unusual yesterday. They said yes, they have reserved judgment, but they are keeping it in hold indefinitely. That's not the usual norm. Anytime they tell you that they have reserved judgment, you know too well that between 1 and 2 weeks, they'll tell you, come and get judgment. But now they have said that don't expect anything from us, at least for now. We are done with the adoption of motion process. We have listened to everything you want to say, but we are not going to give judgment within the usual time frame of 1 or 2 weeks. That's a little bit concerning. And, it's not an allegation. There are videos online of a particular Supreme Court justice who was in a hotel with the Attorney General of Edo State. This is an interested party. He's an appointee of one of the two people fighting for the governorship of Edo State. I don't know if they are trying to clean the mess, if they are trying to clear that mess before coming up with a judgment, or it's just a coincidence. What I can, however, tell you is that, and again, it's not an allegation, a lot of people have said it, that the Edo election is not, the result declared by INEC is not a reflection of what the people of Edo did on that particular day. Such that the UN mission in Nigeria has said it over and over and over that the APC did not win that. Even Peter Obi was taunting the APC 2-3 weeks ago. He said, my party, the Labour Party didn't win Edo. The APC didn't win Edo. We all know who won in Edo. And that's the PDP. And, for reasons best known to INEC, someone else was declared. We all saw the results coming from the polling units on that day. We saw the result sheets. But when INEC was going to declare results, it was something totally different. Go to High Rev today, you are going to see result A. And on the day INEC was going to declare result, it was, another thing entirely. I'm not proud of that. I am not proud of that. And if the Supreme Court wants to read, I mean, I'm not placing much hope in the Supreme Court, but if they want to do the right thing, it's most welcome.
Now, INEC, and INEC represented by Kanu Agabi at the hearing yesterday, apparently urged the Supreme Court to dismiss the appeal. And his logic was that if the PDP and Oduekun-Ayoola are describing the election as illegal, then they can't even ask to be declared winners of the same election that they're describing as illegal. He said that the PDP were inconsistent in their case, and he urged the judges to reject the claim.
Kanu Agabi is not a young lawyer.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my beautiful sister.
Good morning to you,
Mr.
sir.
Oduekun.
Morning, sir.
This is Benga Mari calling from Apata.
You're welcome, Mr.
Tell me
Mari.
one good election that has been held in this country that has really spoken out the mind for we the voters. Just give me an example of one. That it has found that after the election and the result of the election bears the mind of we Nigerians. Tell me one. So Edo election is also the same way. It shows how our election is always has always come out with. The thing is that our election in this country is not that sound. We have not getting it right. Talking about the electionary in the country, the process is faulty, the result is faulty, and everything that has to do with our election in this country is faulty. Let me give you an example of what happened in Lagos. In the 2020 election, we have some guys that came out. That came out in Lagos that were saying that Igbo people, some part of ethnic of the country, should not dare come to the election ground. That they see them there, that are going to kill them. But we speak today, what has happened to those guys? So then there is no election in this country that is as accurate as how it should be. So this is our own style of election. So I think we just take it the way it is. Not until when we have the reform that's going to address all those anomalies. By then we can say yes, we have a good and sound electionary result. Now, secondly, on the issue of the coalition, well, it has come like that. And one thing I'm asking for is that now Nigeria now have a second figure. We have a second party in which we can really call a coalition. But I have some grounds with those coalitions. And what are the grounds? Number one, of what intent are those coalitions coming up with? What is the intention for forming that coalition? Is it in their own interest or for the interest of an average Nigeria? Number two, look at the caliber of people that team up to form that coalition. Are they people of integrity? Like Malami, I saw Malami in that coalition yesterday, and I was like, wow, Malami, you and I know what Malami did when he was the Attorney General of the Federation in the administration of Buhari. Malami turned himself as a semi-god, and he was the man that gives you no respect for justice. And those are people you are bringing to join a coalition. A number of them that are there yesterday, when Atiku was the former president, he said he was the former vice president. Tell us what he did to better the lot of Nigeria.
So I have a question for you, Mr. Mario. I have a question for you, Mr. Mario. Do we have any prominent politicians in Nigeria of today who do not have, a smear on their name?
Yes, we have. I can mention one for you.
Go ahead, sir.
The one I can move back for. The person is Yemi Osinbajo, the former vice president. Yemi Osinbajo. I was in the team then. Actually, if you doesn't know me, I don't only know him as a vice president. But I have clear for him. Yemi Osinbajo, to me, is an upright man when it comes to politics. You can tell what he did whenever he's not around. You can tell how he's able to change the mantra within of the period that the former president was, whenever he was not around back then. People like Yemi Osinbajo is a man I can vouch for, but the same part of it is that the man is not listening and he's not even talking up politically. So what are you now saying this morning? And I have a question for Mr. Olamide. And the question is, Peter Obi, when he was contesting in 2023, he came under the Labour Party and he asked 6 million votes. Now, do you think that Obi still has that potency he had in 2023? Do you think he has not lost his seat? Do you think he will still able to gather that kind of vote to gather the 2023 and compared to what he's going to get in 2027? I want to please dissect that for us so that we can believe, so that we can do our own evaluation and know what these people will come up with come 2027 election. And
Thank
my
you so
prayer
much.
for my sister there, for Olalekon, myself, and our listener at home, that God will stay alive to be alive in 2027 election and beyond in
Amen.
Jesus' name. Thank you
Amen.
very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gbenga Mario.
Let me finish the other thing before answering this question. Kanu Godwin Agabin is then a young lawyer. He was Obasanjo's first Attorney General in 1999. He understands too well that there is no case. That is why he's saying, okay, technicality and not the matter, the question on the ground itself. Okay. So now let's talk about Peter Obi. I believe that if Peter Obi gets the ticket of the ADC, he is going to do far better than how he did in 2023. And the reason is that it was just him that was driving the Labour Party then. Now it's a coalition of people who have the same goal, and that goal is to change the narrative of Nigeria. Let's end the current government and form a new government.
Mr. Sani, apologies.
And
But
I'm
again,
saying
I
this.
have to go back to what Mr. Mario said about the track record of some of the people who are coming together to form this coalition.
I understand too of that. It's not everybody in the coalition that has a stellar background. I am not proud of a number of them, but when you are building your country, you are not going to go home and say, "Oh, they are all thieves." I will never say that.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right.
Even if it's going to be a marginal improvement compared to what is on the ground right now, it's still a big win for me. A lot of people. Okay.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. George calling back.
Okay, Mr. George, please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Okay, thank you. Now that we do not have any other option, like what I said earlier, and we are not seeing any person that we can say is different from those that we are having. We should pray, we should watch, and maybe among all the people that are coming, we might take one person out of them. Like Gbenga Mario just said now. He picked Yemi Oshibanjo. We might decide maybe at the end of the whole exercise, we now have somebody else to pick. Because even those who are in the House of Assembly who are supposed to...
I lost that call. Do you call us back? Please go ahead, sir.
As far as I'm concerned, even if it's a marginal improvement from what we currently have, I mean, it's still a big win. Like I said earlier, I am not expecting Nigeria to become an Eldorado tomorrow, but a step in the right direction is something that we cannot afford to joke with at this particular point in time. And for that reason, I am looking at what the coalition is doing. I'm not declaring my support yet, but I'm looking at what they are doing.
All right. Yeah. All right. So we have just a couple of other, things to talk about, and our time is fast spent. Now, the House of Reps Committee on Constitution Review yesterday unveiled a scheduled guide for zonal public hearings across 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Apparently, they said they received 117 local government requests and 46 state
creation requests.
Creation requests. Is that what we should be looking at now? The 36 states that we have, you can hardly point to one state that is viable in all terms, in terms of security, economy, health, education, and the likes. Yes.
The truth of the matter is that we need to find a way to alter what is on the ground. Every year, the National Assembly tells you that, okay, we are going to embark on the Constitution Review campaign. That's too often for me. Why not restrict it to once in 4 years? If they are not doing this, there's not going to be any justification for the money budgeted for this cause. If you are collecting money for Constitutional Review, you must go out. And since they have been going out since 1999, how many local governments have they created? None. How many states have they created? None. But every year they keep pumping money into that. So for me, the best way to handle this idea, I don't want to call it nonsense, is to say,
Idea.
let's not do it every year. Let's do it once in 4 years. And if that is the case, the energy to say, let's is going to reduce, because we all know that money is going into it, but nothing is coming out. So emphasis is on money.
Also, the House of Reps has decided to play a game of tit for tat, where they say they're not going to attend to any of the bills coming from the Senate, simply because the Senate has not attended to their own bills, some even going as far back as 3 months ago.
If I'm not mistaken, I understand that around 150 of such bills that have left the House of Reps for the Senate.
Yeah.
Let's break it down for our people so that I can understand. Nigeria operates a bicameral legislature, two legislatures. If one passes a bill, it must go to the other for ratification.
Yes.
So what the House of Reps is saying is that they have been sending multiple bills to the Senate that the Senate is not working on, and for that reason, whatever is coming from the Senate, they are not going to touch it too. They said 3 months ago, wherever. All this while, all along, how many bills have they made that have impacted positively?
The tax reform bill.
That's because the president wanted it. If the president wants something
and
tomorrow,
the one for the national anthem.
That is it. So I'm not going to take those people seriously.
All right. Now, the Nigerian Medical Association has issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to meet its demands to avert industrial action in the health sector. We know that the NMA is always very serious when they say they're going to go on strike. And we know that the consequences is going to be on the masses. It's going to be very dire on the masses.
The government should do everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. And I also understand that ASU is also coming up with something similar. Education, healthcare, as far as I'm concerned, those are the two major indicators to measure human capital development. The government should ensure that those two are running seamlessly.
All right. Thank you very much to everyone who called. Mr. Tony, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
It is always an honor to be
here. We have to wrap it up this morning. Let's not forget there's a campaign on drug abuse prevention. Drug abuse is bad for you, and not just you. It's also bad for the system and the people around you. So this morning, say no to drug abuse. Say no to substance abuse. Even if it's paracetamol, say no to substance abuse.
Don't be addicted to anything.
Don't be addicted to it. Seek treatment if you have pain. Seek proper treatment. But that's it on Perspectives Unlimited. The sports crew is ready, particularly like Sam Adeleri's cap this morning. That's probably to tell you that there are very interesting stories in the world of sports. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Good morning and God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.